Welcome to today's episode. We are talking about Thanksgiving as we get ready for Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving crafts and just, there's so much fun stuff with Thanksgiving with your family.
I hear there's food.
There is food, and that's great.
Is that not the important part of Thanksgiving?
I mean, that's a big part of it. I always just enjoyed the time off of school.
Oh, yeah, that's certainly a highlight. Yeah. I wonder how much time did you typically get off of school? Because Thanksgiving's on Thursday, of course. And then, actually, isn't it, well, I guess it probably depends. Was it the whole week for you when you were growing up?
I feel like...
I probably misremember what my experience was.
I feel like they usually would put some kind of something weird on like that Wednesday so that it was like a half day or something. And then...
Oh, so certainly not the whole week?
No, I don't think we got the whole week off at all. I think we usually got Friday off.
Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving, the school would give you off. I want to say that we had most of that week off. You know, it was more than just Thanksgiving, but I can't remember either. You know, a lot of times, you know, a lot of families were, you know, going places. So, you know, it made sense to have more of that time off.
Christmas break felt long. But
Christmas break was long.
Christmas break in my brain was a month.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It definitely absolutely
in reality,
wasn't.
it was about a week or 10 days if it butted up with...
I think it was probably like 2.5 or 3.
Yeah.
In like I think that's accurate.
Kind of seemed like his summer.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You were
summer in 2 weeks.
You were gone from school so long that you forgot what was happening, and
right.
Yeah. Summer learning loss. That's a whole nother. Should we have a podcast about that?
We probably should. Yeah.
I'm picking
put that in the notes
in a little bit.
So I think a big piece about some of the stuff that we love doing is helping people find ways to spend time with their kids, have fun as a family, because we kind of live in a day and age where it's very easy just to sit on the couch, scroll the TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, let the kids do their own thing and not actually intentionally build relationship.
I saw some infographic that was, and you've maybe seen styles like this where it's a bar graph and then the years go by and the bar graph changes as time is going by. Yeah. And it was a bar graph of where people spend their time. And it was like family, friends, work, school. And I think the chart started in like 1950 or something.
Okay.
And at the very bottom was online. And in 1950, the percentage was 0. And I didn't watch like the entire video in all of its, you know, all the little details. I just kind of skipped to the end. And inevitably what you would expect to happen is like 75% of people's time was spent online, and like school and family and friends were like these teeny tiny little portions.
Right.
Although, ironically, as I was watching the video, I was logged into a social media account in order to do so. So, like, I'm part of the problem.
Right.
But, like, so whose idea was this coloring page contest anyway? Was this your idea?
I think this was Erik's.
I think Josh is very much like, let's do crafts. So, like, I assume it was Josh, but then I think
this was an Erik special.
Yeah. The whole crafting, the whole thing.
Erik got the for you. You're the one that picked up the magazine and came and said, "Let's do craft stuff."
Around Thanksgiving, one of the things that my mom would do when we were kids is she would pull out different construction paper, different craft things.
You said she did that like every break and
kind
holiday
of every
and stuff?
holiday break thing. And so it was really fun for us to do at home. And, you know, because my brother and I are 5 years apart and I'm the older and he's the younger. And so I always saw him as irritating. And that actually helped bond us together. At least
positive sibling experience.
It was a positive sibling experience that, knowing my mom, she probably had in place there to help the holidays go smoother, because we would be more bonded in closeness rather than, you know, fighting with each other.
Well, it's probably several birds with one stone.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Was she crafty anyway?
She was.
Okay, so like, she probably liked it anyway.
Yeah, she loved it.
And it was probably like good for the holidays and good for you as siblings and good
Always
for the break.
Had decorations up on the windows, and so she had things that were well organized, and you got to be a part of picking them and putting them out.
Now, what kind of things ended up on the windows? I know what kind of stuff.
By the way, Indy's by the window, so it's an appropriate moment to introduce our new Indy cam.
He's you know, kind of working.
Indy, why are you chewing your foot?
Yeah. He's working with his bath right now.
Yeah, so he's going to get something for the window.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it revolved around, you know, whatever holiday it was. So at Halloween, you'd have ghosts and you'd have bats and you'd have, you know, all these different types of Halloween things.
Like, I know what I have on my window now. It's like that sticky, gooey.
No,
like,
it was
thing.
paper.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was asking.
It was like
Paper and tape.
Yeah, but it was thick paper, so kind of a construction paper that you'd buy there. They're all prefabricated, formed, from the different places.
There's nothing wrong with paper and tape. You
get
lots of mileage out of that stuff.
Well, and see, now she's going to help us, be able to kind of do either the turkey hand drawing, or she has one that she's already. I think my dad drew it out because he was a real great artist. And now we're going to work on coloring it, to crafting it, to working with, what we want to do.
Oh, so there were steps of like
Yep.
maybe if you were the one doing the tracing.
Yep.
But then the coloring.
Yep.
And the gluing.
Yep.
Did I say that? Tracing, cutting is what I meant to say. Cutting and coloring and gluing. And that's good for depending on the age of the kid, like fine motor skills, right?
Oh, very much so.
Like our girls literally have to learn how to use scissors safely.
Yes.
Like that's a thing. It's really interesting to hand a kid a pair of scissors who doesn't know what to do with them. And you're like, oh, stop.
True.
Stop.
Well, it's a lot easier now because have you seen the kids' scissors? They barely can cut, period.
Oh, sure. Right. I think we had a story about those.
Like when I was a kid, the scissors were like this long
Right.
and metal. And she's like, yeah, I'll carry it from one place to another.
Right. You can amputate an entire arm.
Right. Because it's not going to impale you, when you guys
I
are
still don't want
going.
my kid cutting their finger with the sheet metal scissors that they have now, though. So just you're right. She's not going to cut off an arm with them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the rounded ones that they have for safety,
You can hardly do anything.
You
with.
can't. I mean, they barely cut paper. It's interesting. But and then when you got to Christmas, we're cutting snowflakes.
Yes.
And
That absolutely. Hang on, I'm taking notes.
Snowflakes.
Definitely need snowflakes for our Christmas stuff.
I have an actual. I'll take you guys through a snowflake cutting process that I picked up when I was in school.
I see. Yes, 100%. I love snowflakes.
Yeah, well, and so these are all just these kind of fun, crafty things to do that it made, because my mom had a great time with it. My dad was at work. My dad did other things that he loved to do, but he wasn't really a come to the table and let's do it together. He was like, I'll show you how to do it, and then I'm going to go do my thing, which was kind of the downfall of him.
Right.
But it just things that you can just get into with your kids, and you can make parenting fun, because parenting can be a great moment for everybody. And the holidays just present you with, hey, we've got food coming up. We've got, there's football on the TV. When I was a kid, the football game, the turkey football game was a big thing when we went to different places. Oh, that was a lot of fun.
I'm just envisioning all of the ways you could insert a turkey into a football game, but...
Well, yeah, you usually eat the turkey first, and then you go out to the football game.
Right.
Right. There's something with that. But, you could throw the turkey. It's just it won't last long, and the game's over quick. And now you don't have turkey or football. It just, there is that.
Sorry, I have an imagination that sends my brain in such directions.
Turkey ball. It is
Turkey
a thing.
ball.
It is a thing.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The church that I grew up in, the youth group would do that. And
now to clarify, are we using a frozen butterball turkey?
No, you use a football. Use a football.
No, I don't think Josh is.
Yeah, I got my own kind of turkey ball.
See,
literally using the turkey.
See?
Yeah.
See,
you would use a turkey?
Sure.
This was for a youth group.
What
Eric.
is turkey ball if there's not a turkey involved?
How many kids got pegged in the head and
well,
were unconscious?
you have to play it different. You can't, you're not going to be going.
Do you see the reasons I couldn't be
with the frozen
in turkey
turkey
ball game
Eric
like
is
him?
talking about playing
Real
football
right.
around Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm talking about playing
And this is
football
a
with a
youth pastor
turkey.
talking about a frozen turkey.
Yeah. So that's a thing. Yeah.
If I was there, I'd have hid the turkey and we just played football.
There you go. Okay.
So it's a real thing. Okay.
So
when do you cook the turkey?
For this occurrence, you probably don't.
Yeah, you don't want to cook this turkey once it's been abused.
Once it's been footballed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
You don't want to cook it.
You don't want to. You don't.
You can
cook
just
it.
give it to the wild animals.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, when it's done.
I think you did when you were playing football.
Probably so.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I've met
so
youth group kids. They
so
may be kin to wild animals.
considering that maybe we all don't want to get into turkey football, and my kind of turkey
Your
football.
kind of turkey football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had an idea for a more like just something that you could do as like kind of a competition.
Yeah.
And you had us do it. So you want to tell us what that was?
Well, I found 3 different Thanksgiving Day turkey pictures online, and I printed them off, and I presented them to you guys, and each of you chose which picture you would like to color.
Who ended up with the angry turkey?
Hungry turkey. And so the rules were you take it home, and you can only use what you have at home already to be able to color the turkey picture.
I followed the rules.
You followed the rules. I followed the rule. I was tempted, but I followed the rules.
Well, so just to understand, what were you tempted to do? You said you didn't, but what were you tempted to do?
I really
because
wanted...
this could generally be a good idea for someone who doesn't want to follow your rules.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sequins, buttons, tissue paper. I mean, my turkey was going to go to a new level.
And you didn't have those
And
things
to be fair,
I couldn't find them.
Lucas has his laying down flat. Mine is in a file folder, and yours is in a bag.
In a bag.
Which does concern me.
It should.
I don't think it's... Anyway. I had googly
3D
eyes.
turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had googly eyes at my house.
Yeah.
And I put them on, and I went... That's not what I'm going for. So they didn't end up on the turkey.
And that's perfect.
But I mean, like, I have a crafty streak myself.
Yes,
and
you
then
do.
I have kids in my house.
I
so I had some
expected
stuff.
I expected yours to come back as bionic turkey.
Wow.
I mean, you could see that happening.
That's really funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that falls into your streak there.
All right, Eric.
So-
how about you show yours to the camera, and we'll go around. And
I'll be last.
I was going to say, I feel like Eric
Yeah,
should be.
I
I mean,
should
to
be
be
that.
his is in a bag.
Yes, it's
So-
in a bag.
I can go. I can go first.
for it.
Okay.
All right.
So you've got to show the camera, and you've got to
So-
show us. And
okay,
then if all the
here we
editing
go.
goes correctly-
Josh has pulled.
What in heaven's
wow,
So
name?
look
this
at
is
this.
my turkey.
Oh, I see. Now, notably,
added-
who
Yeah.
signed it?
Who what?
Who signed it? Whose
So
names are in the corner?
I put. Well, my son helped me.
That's
So-
exactly
okay.
what I was highlighting.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
I
Yes.
put Joshua and Josiah. We used some of my wife's yarn because she does.
Nice.
I said, "Do you have any yarn I could use?" We then use these
What
pieces.
is that? They look like ears.
It's my intention.
Shoulder pads.
My intention was for it to just be
the
more
80s.
fancy feathers.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what
And
you're going
then, and
for.
then when I was showing this to
Yeah.
my wife today, she said, "Why did you glue our reusable foam thing for paint?" And I said, "Well,
It's not reusable
yeah."
anymore.
I said it seemed like we had
Usable
plenty.
Foam thing for
I guess
paint.
she's using them to like put paint on, and I don't know.
Okay. Like a foam brush.
Yeah, It's just
Yeah.
Okay,
You
can
foam for
paint
anything
with
under
them.
the sun.
Yeah.
And then this is augmented by stickers from, these are our current potty training stickers. So my son was very excited. Told him this is the only time we can use them other than sitting on the potty. So we
You've
have
got, like, Bluey
Rebecca
and
we have
Thomas.
Bluey and Thomas. Yeah. So yeah.
Is Rebecca a Thomas the
Rebecca
Train
is a
character?
Thomas
Okay,
the
I'm
Train character.
less familiar.
I've been diving deep into
into the lore.
I've been diving very deep into it. So,
Nice.
But yeah,
So this is the I did it with my kid version,
yes.
which is great.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
absolutely
Yep.
yeah.
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 My kid didn't want to help me.
So we had fun.
You're adult.
Oh, wait. I didn't ask him. Sorry.
You're adult, son.
Right. I didn't ask
Yeah.
him. He just looked at it and went, wow, that's interesting. I went, thank you.
Okay, Lucas.
So mine was not done with the assistance of my children.
Okay.
Right? So I think that's a great do it with
awesome.
your kids, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this one was not.
Okay.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Added some wording. I
Right.
like it.
Right. Yeah. So you
Give
were,
thanks because I am delicious.
Yours is very well done.
Very well
so this was
colored.
me doing coloring, but then
Yep.
also adding to it. Because I don't remember who it was who had said it that they were looking at the turkey going that turkey just kind of looks dead inside and just, like he wants to be eaten.
Yeah.
So I ran with that.
I am here for my purpose.
Right. So practically, in case you can't tell, and I don't know how well it comes across, right?
Yeah.
The eat me is I literally drew that on a separate piece of paper
Okay.
and cut it out,
Cut it
and
out.
glued it on.
Nice.
And then the extra little sign at the bottom is also an addition. And then I drew onto the paper, it's supposed to look like it's part of the thing, the little stick
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
it up was drawn on. So I
Excellent.
guess the idea was this is a coloring page, but I'm going to edit the original intention of the coloring page.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you can do even more effectively if you happen to have like a digital copy of it.
Right.
You can really like erase and edit things. So I was doing that to the extent that I could, just like physically and literally.
Well, that's really part of the thing, is how creative can you be and enjoy it with your kids for that holiday.
Right.
You know, because some of these things like the coloring, we learn it in grade school, and then we have this put in a box that it's, well, you can still do it maybe up to high school. And now they have adult coloring books.
Yeah, that's kind of come back, but not only recently.
I knew a woman, she was in her 50s, this is a few decades ago, and she said, you know, my main coping skill, she goes, I don't really want to, I never tell anybody, but she goes, I'm going to tell you, because I knew her really well. And she said, when I have a hard day at the university, I will come home, I will sit at my kitchen table, I will open my drawer, pull out all my coloring books and crayons. And she goes, and I'm not talking adult stuff. I'm talking Mickey Mouse.
Oh, funny.
And I will color, and it is so soothing.
Great.
She showed me some. She's a professional colorer.
Oh, neat.
I mean, it was amazing.
So, like, she has, like, Crayola crayons and Mickey Mouse
crayons,
stuff.
yes.
But then also does a very highly skilled job.
Oh, yes.
But also, to note, that's not the important part.
Yep.
If she did a job,
No matter what.
I'm trying to reach and I'm bumping my microphone. If she did a job akin to this, I would tell her, great.
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
Your level of art is not...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you did this with like your 1-year-old son.
Well,
so like,
yeah,
the level of art is where I would expect it.
I won't say who did most of it, but yeah.
Well, but the thing is, however you as a person are putting things down on the paper,
Right.
You know, because we do in America, we get in this idea of it's got to be perfect, it's got to be professional, it's got to be great, it's got to be.
I literally had a client telling me that, like, well, I don't do art, I'm not a professional.
Right.
And I literally looked at him, I said, neither am I, but I do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
And so whatever you might come up with is great if you enjoyed it.
And then to drift it back to like crafts with your kids, because like do crafts as an adult, like I do all the time. But like my wife was making for Halloween, she cut out, I think it was brown paper bag, cut it out in the shape of a ghost, right? Kind of looked like the Pac-Man ghost, right? Big rounded thing with kind of the jaggedy bottom. And then the girls glued, I think it was Kleenex.
Yeah.
They glued Kleenex all over it to make it like ghosty.
Nice.
And then we have a different
cool.
ghost that has cotton balls glued all over it.
Yep.
And it adds like, so like multimedia stuff is potentially more engaging. You know, I think
It's really
kids like
not. It's one dimensional, 2-dimensional. I mean, you get in there, but it's not. You glue it to the screen. You cotton balls to the screen. I mean, that, you know, it's the more kind of.
I think I said
sensory.
Did I say?
Yes.
I know. I think I said multimedia, and I meant what I said. Multimedia meaning paper,
Literal
and glue.
multimedia.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking
Multimedia before.
Multimedia
Yeah.
before electronics.
Yeah. So I was just
Yeah.
thinking digital.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the other word
Although
for
it would
that?
be funny to see the screen.
No, it is multimedia.
I think it is multimedia.
It is multimedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when I make like miniatures, they're considered multimedia because I'm using like plastic and wood and
Sure.
resin and
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of multimedia.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it's more
so
engaging
great.
because I think kids like glue.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
hello and
I like glue.
and glitter
Yeah.
and spark. You
Yeah.
were talking about wanting to use sequins,
Right.
Those kinds of things. Stickers. Oh my gosh, my
Stickers are
2-year-old
fun.
loves stickers. Like
Now
Practically
I
an
just
addiction.
put the bag.
there you
up.
go.
This is. I mean, this is concerning.
this is concerning. Dun dun dun.
What is in
Wait, why do you have to
the
turn it over?
bag? Oh, because it's got to be the biggest
now-
reveal.
Oh, he like matted the whole thing. Because that big
Yes,
black thing
yes.
was not part of the original coloring page.
Here.
And now I shall reveal
Okay, here we go.
Angry Turkey.
Wow. Okay.
Angry Turkey is here,
Wow.
and he will not be eaten.
He ain't happy.
Right. So by contrast,
Yes.
right. This turkey is a bit. I mean, you know.
Yes, exactly.
You get
He's-
to decide.
He's ready to go. Angry Turkey is like
contrast.
he's coming to the table to eat.
Yeah.
To eat.
Angry Turkey is not happy about what's about to happen.
Right, and I mean,
Thanksgiving. It just really belies the whole like
Right?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Very like Hulk Hogan
yeah.
approach.
And I added things to him that had nothing to do really with coloring and such. So if
Well, I see the
if
black
you-
border.
Okay, you see the black border. I don't know if you can bring it closer with the camera,
Well,
or I
it'll get
suggest.
scanned, so we'll
yeah.
edit it in.
Okay, well, you see the yellow on his feathers? Okay.
Yeah.
His feathers, the top of his feathers are macaroni noodles.
Oh, so I cannot see that
I
from here.
do
Yeah,
see
I didn't
it.
think
Okay.
you could. Yes,
Very
and
nice.
The yellow
It is 3D.
in
So maybe
his
if you
fellows.
maybe if you tilt
Can I
it to
tilt
the
it?
camera, you can
that-
you can see
Yeah.
the
would-
shapes.
That would do there. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
you
getting
can
more
kind of
shape.
see that it does
Okay.
have some dimension.
So from a distance, yeah, you can't tell, but it looks
right.
great.
Now the yellow in his feathers is the Kraft macaroni and cheese cheese.
Wow. Okay.
So he's
amazing.
10% edible.
that is amazing.
Except don't.
Don't. Yeah.
You used the powder. So I'm going to
Yes.
suspect, so correct me if I'm wrong,
Yes.
that you applied it the way I would apply glitter. You put the glue down and then you sprinkle?
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
perfect.
more of a pour, but yes.
Sure, but then you knock
Yeah.
the excess off?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the one thing that I kind of
amazing.
I know, right? That was so much fun. The one thing that I was like, you know what? I should have done this a little different is put a color on the feathers before
the
applying.
glue. Sure,
Because
yeah.
then I've got more
Yeah.
of a multicolor that's going to come through there.
Sure, it looks very solidly yellow, so I think it came across very well.
Yes, but I really wanted to, I hate white. So I wanted to put colors in for the
Yeah.
white. But when you use marker over Kraft macaroni and cheese, it doesn't work well.
You were trying to do marker over
Yeah.
the cheese.
Yeah, it
and
was
decided
not.
that
It
didn't
just
work.
was not going to happen.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
So something I'll mention that is something interesting you can do with glue that the internet is aware of it, but I'm not sure if you are. You were talking about putting a base coat down.
Yeah.
Right? So a thing you can do with glue is if you just use a canvas, for example, you color the whole thing like, I don't know, black. Right. And then you let that dry so that all of the paint is dry.
Right.
And then you paint the entire canvas with like Elmer's glue. And then before the Elmer's glue is dry, you put a layer of paint on top of the Elmer's glue. And then when it dries, it becomes all crackly. And you can see the color underneath through all the kind of cracks and
crackles.
stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
So they obviously make like crackle paint like products.
Yeah.
But Elmer's glue works really well.
Well, remember, we had to go with what we had.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, I was just mentioning that's a cool idea.
It's great. It's a great idea. I'll keep that. But my glue stick was probably 12 years old.
Oh, so this was a glue stick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like white glue versus Elmer's glue.
I had to glue that to the black board like 40 times.
Oh no. Yeah, I definitely found. Oh yeah, no, I was using a glue stick for my little cutouts too, and we definitely
Right?
had one that was like, yeah, that one's done. So, and my wife's like, now we got a whole new package in the drawer. I'm like, great, perfect. It
Nice.
was dollar store though. I really don't know if I can recommend dollar store like stick glue.
Yeah.
It wasn't great. It worked.
It worked for that time,
But I mean,
yeah.
like you get what you pay for. Oh, there we go. That's a nice
Yeah.
little shot. And
There's
then we'll try to edit
Sometimes,
them in.
you want to get the name brand for those certain types of things at times.
Well, sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
Well, so these are
Totally.
just some ideas.
So that
and
was
then
fun.
We'll try to come
Yeah.
back with some more Thanksgiving-related shenanigans.
Yes, yeah, I think that was fun and gives some good ideas of things you can do with your family. And make sure to follow us and like this, and then leave us a comment if you have some favorite things that you like to do with your family around this time. And follow us for more stuff.
Ooh.
All right.